Hidden tears behind silent eyes, broken dreams beneath darkened skies. Every soul was made to shine. No one should be bought for a price.
Hello, very distinguished viewers out there. Welcome to yet another very impactful session on our podcast. Today, being the 30th day of July 2026, it is universally regarded as the World Day Against Human Trafficking, or World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. We are here live from the stables of Sonax TV here in the Uyo Catholic Media Center. Today, we'll be talking about human trafficking, the meaning of human trafficking, the dangers of human trafficking, and all that there is about human trafficking. I will not be doing this alone. I have a very erudite scholars, very persons who are very grounded as far as human trafficking, the knowledge about human trafficking and how it can be coped is involved. To my right here is Reverend Father Emmanuel Omodio. Father Omodio is a director or the coordinator of the Migrants and Refugees Unit here in the Catholic Diocese of Uyo. Father, you're welcome. Please say hi to the...
Thank you. Hi, it's good to be here.
Thank you very much. Father is also the parish priest of St. Jerome's Parish, Nui Konofok. To my left, I have a lady who is seated here on a tripartite capacity. First, she is the Secretary General of the Migrants and Refugees Unit in the Catholic Diocese of Uyo. She's also the Provincial Secretary of the unit and also a national officer, capacity lady. I'm talking about Mrs. Agnes Akpan. She's a mother and a teacher. Madam, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, so the theme for this year's celebration is Trapped Behind the Scam. Trapped Behind the Scam. It's an invitation to each and every one of us to look at the dangers associated with victims of human trafficking, the many false promises that comes with it, and what they tend to experience, which is very different from what they were told. It's just a case of saying the phenomena and the demeanor, things as they are in themselves and things as they appear to be. All right, myself as the uncle, my name is Cosmas Esiet, a member of the Migrants and Refugees Unit in the Catholic Diocese of Uyo. So, Father, let me start with you. Can you briefly tell us what the Migrants and Refugees Unit is and what relationship it has with human trafficking?
Migrant and Refugee Unit is one of the units under Church and Society departments in the Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria, which engages in human development. And we are related because we look into illegal migration, create awareness. So in a way, our core mission is to see how we can create awareness and curb these inhumane acts of human trafficking.
Thank you very much, Father. It may also interest you to know that this unit is a very novel idea of the immediate, our late Pope Francis, who conceived this idea that the church should also look at these persons who are victims of circumstances, victims of natural occurrences. Thank you very much, Father. Mrs. Agnes, what exactly is human trafficking?
Thank you very much. Human trafficking is a situation where someone or group of persons are being recruited, forced, moved, and kept under duress In my own term, I may say human trafficking is like modern slavery, whereby you work without pay and you are working under duress.
Thank you very much. So, is human trafficking only, or is trafficking only about the human person, about the movement of people across countries?
No, it's not only across country, it's within our nose. In our communities, families, villages, church, everywhere within and outside the state, human trafficking occur. Anywhere there is exploitation without choice, that is human trafficking.
All right, thank you very much. So, from your answer, it is very glaring that human trafficking is not only, it does not only involve the movement of persons across countries. That is to say, even in Akwa Ibom State, even in a local government area, even in Nigeria, human trafficking is actually taking place.
Yes.
Okay, so with that further, what did you consider as the causes of human trafficking in Akwa Ibom State and in Nigeria as a whole?
When you say the causes of human trafficking, we have to look at the perpetrators, those who perpetrate the acts, and also those who may possibly fall victims of human trafficking. So I will say that the major cause is greed and discontentment. And above all, you see, when you are not contented with what you have, when you are not when you seek for more, you are not satisfied in the level that you are, then you may easily fall a prey, or you may also want to be a perpetrator of these inhumane acts. At the tail end of it, I would say it is all for survival, although illegal way of surviving.
All right, thank you very much, Father. So it is now, from your answer, it can be deduced that the causes of human trafficking is both ways.
Yeah.
That is to say that it can also, the perpetrators can also be a cause of human trafficking because of their quest to make wealth, and even the persons being involved, the traffickers, actually, the persons being trafficked can also be a cause of their misfortune.
Yes.
Yeah, because of their greed and of course the desire, discontentment, the desire to make quick wealth. All right, thank you very much, Father. Now over to you, Mrs. Agnes. What are some common signs that someone is being trafficked? How can we, if we see that someone is being trafficked, what are these signs that we can actually easily decipher that this is someone that is being trafficked?
Okay, the sign that you can look out for someone or detect that, oh, this person has been trafficked, is when that person does not have freedom of speech, walk around clock, no rest, show fear or sign of abuse. They don't have access to their identity card, talk less of their documents. Trust your gut. If something is bad, you'll detect it.
Thank you very much. You see, that is to say that so many persons around us, so many persons in the environment that may actually be victims of human trafficking without being aware,
Yes.
and without even us as residents of the environments, of the communities being aware. Again, that is to show that we really need to pay attention to the people living around us, especially the young persons living around us. We need to see how they are being treated. Apart from those living on their own, even some of them living under the care of an elderly person. We need to look out for if they actually have this freedom of movement, and they can express themselves, they know where they're from, and they are actually getting paid for whatever form of job we think they are doing. And of course, if actually the job is legal. All right, thank you very much, Mrs. Agnes. Father Ben, I want to ask, talking about human trafficking, is it gender sensitive or age sensitive? Who are the people most at risk?
Anyone can be at risk. Anyone can be targeted.
Including yourself.
Medical doctors, priests, yes. Medical doctors, reverend fathers, pastors, bankers, even lawyers, anyone at all. Even presidents, if the case is not taken. So anyone can be targeted. But then, you see, the traffickers prey more on people who are desperate, like youths in seeking jobs, opportunities, children out of school, and people who may really want, with promises, those who look out for greener pastures. So the traffickers really prey on these vulnerable persons. Yes.
Thank you very much. So that means no one is actually safe.
No one is
At
safe.
all.
You know, sometimes there's a saying that the grass always seems greener at the other side, but until you get
Not
over
until
there,
you get
you
there.
discover that what do you order for
It's just a
versus what do
mirage.
you what you got is actually two different things. Thank you very much, Father. So, Mrs. Agnes, how do these traffickers recruit people, especially in Nigeria?
Thank you very much.
don't know how
Social
you-
media is the biggest tool now. They are seeking. Those people are seeking for job opportunity with this Japa syndrome. Everybody wants to make it overnight. Romance online. They will offer them scholarship. They promise scholarship. They will promise all good things on earth. Yet these things are not realities of life. At the end of the day, they trap them down.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think this is actually why the UN is very interested. The theme for this year's World Day Against Human Trafficking, trapped behind scam, trapped behind scam, because these things are happening, especially they really want people to be aware of the fact that it's a clarion call, a reminder that these things are happening mostly online, where these people mask themselves. You know, they mark themselves, they present a picture of who they are not and a picture of what they are not able to offer in reality. And because of the fact that everybody wants to better their lot, everyone wants to live a better life. But not most persons are actually ready to undergo the process. Not so many persons are ready to follow what they lay down, to follow the procedures. We are very much eager to just get quick within a blink of an eye. But this is where we fall vulnerable to human trafficking. So thank you very much, Mrs. Agnes. Over to you, Father. As a coordinator of a migrant and refugees unit in the diocese, and as a priest yourself, what do you think? What role is the church, especially the local church in your diocese, what role are they playing? What role are they putting in place to combat human trafficking?
I must thank God for the bishop we have, Bishop John Ebebeaya. He's a very good man, and I used to call him he's a bishop with human sympathy. So he appointed me as a coordinator of this unit. And since my appointment as the coordinator of this unit, we have visited schools, most especially secondary schools, to create awareness and also sensitize the people. And aside that, we also organize seminars and workshops, and we take these seminars and workshops into the suburbs, because we also have migrant and refugee units in the parish levels. So this executive in the parish level will organize a seminar and a workshop, and we invite the executive, but we go there and we create awareness and sensitize the people on the dangers of human trafficking, and also show them the red flag.
All right, thank you very much, Father. And also to add to that, I remember that sometime last year,
Yes.
we also visited the refugees, the migrant refugees in a Tebi, Tebiasan community,
Sirikit.
like in Esirikit, yeah, where we actually met with so many of them. You see, this thing we are talking about is actually happening in our communities. We have them, the refugees in our community. So that's part of our.
Sorry, they could also be they could also be fall a prey, the refugees.
Yeah,
They
very
could
likely.
also fall a prey, the migrants.
Yeah, that is
Yes.
true. That is true, because I've been driven away from their homeland because of natural occurrences and all of that.
Yes.
The desire is there for them to better their lot. The desire is there for them to live.
Good.
Yeah, to live good. So because of that desperation, they can actually also be very, very vulnerable to human trafficking. Thank you very much, Father. You know, the curbing this menace is a collective responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not just that of the church. Father has mentioned the role the church is playing in our own part to curb the menace of human trafficking. Mrs. Agnes, what role do you think the government can also play in curbing this cankerworm?
Government has a whole lot of roles to play. Firstly, government should make law, fund the enforcement, fix poverty, fix security, and also fix the borders. Poverty seems to be the major cause of this human trafficking, because out of lack, a lot of persons fall prey. NGOs, citizens will only sensitize, but government are the one to lead.
Thank you very much. Talking about poverty and job creation in the world of curbing human trafficking, I also want to add that apart from the government making effort to provide job for the citizens, we as citizens we also have a role to play. No, we should be able to get out of our comfort zone. We should be able to acquire skills. We should be able to find things to do to improve our lives. It is not just enough for us to fold our arms, cross our legs, and sit in our comfort zone, sit in our homes, lie down in our homes, in our beds, on our beds, waiting for the government to fix everything, waiting for the government to put food on our table. While we recognize the fact that the government has a role to play, we must also remind ourselves that we as human persons, we also have a role to play. Thank you very much, Mrs. Agnes. As a parting shot, what would be your advice to the youths?
As my parting words to my viewers, I would love them to know that trafficking thrives in silence. And according to Albert Einstein, the great philosopher, he said, and I quote, "The world will not be destroyed by evildoers, but it will be destroyed by those who watch them do the evil without doing anything." This a clarion call for you and I, that we should speak up, seek for justice, speak for the vulnerable. Let us say something when we see something. Freedom is everyone's right. Thank you.
Yeah, freedom is everyone's right. If you see something,
Say
say something. Thank you very much. Father, what message do you have, especially for the youth who seems to be the ones who are more vulnerable to human trafficking?
Just as I said earlier, that discontentment could be one of the causes of human trafficking. And you also mentioned here that we should not fold our arms and wait for the government to fix everything. I'll say that we, the youth, not just the youth, all of us, we should first do something for ourselves and also try to be contented with what we have, and also try to cut our coat according to our sizes, so you don't extend your hands to where you cannot, and let's try to be contented.
Thank you very much. I think that is the bottom line. That is a message. We should all be contented. No, Father, it's not just enough to cut your coat according to your size, but also according to even the size of your clothes, the material itself. All right, thank you very much, dear viewers. We are all members of the Migrant and Refugees Unit in the Catholic Diocese of Uyo. And today being the 30th day of July, every 30th of July every year is being universally celebrated as the World Day Against Human Trafficking. And this year, the theme is Trapped Behind the Scam. Because so many of these persons, they get stuck, they get trapped, and they do not have a way of getting out of there. So we all have a role to play as individuals, as government, as NGOs, just like Ms. Agnes had rightfully mentioned, that mostly the NGOs only sensitize. They may not really have what it takes, the funds, the legal backing, and all of that, what it takes to completely, eradicate this. But in each and every one of us, we have a role to play. So thank you very much for being here with us throughout this session. We are always glad that you tune in to Sunax TV and the Uyo Catholic Media Center. We are here because of you, and you are there because of us. Thank you very much, and do enjoy the rest of the day. I am Cosmas Esiet. Thank you.